Today we're talking about something truly epic, WWE Crown Jewel, one of the biggest and most controversial premium live events in WWE history. Specifically, we're counting down the top 10 most insane Crown Jewel moments that had wrestling fans all over the world jumping out of their seats. Whether you're a longtime WWE fan or new to the spectacle, Crown Jewel is an event that never fails to deliver jaw-dropping moments, and with Triple H's introduction of the new Crown Jewel title, this PLE has now jumped into the top tier of PLEs, right next to the Royal Rumble, Summerslam, Survivor Series, and of course, Wrestlemania. Just to be clear though, I'm not saying these matches were the best in Crown Jewel history. Some of these were just downright booking nightmares. But these 10 moments were just absolutely insane. So buckle up because we're diving into some wild, historic Crown Jewel moments. Without wasting any more time, let's kick this list off. At number 10, Brock Lesnar vs. Cain Velasquez, a UFC rematch on WWE soil. In 2019, Crown Jewel treated fans to something they'd never seen in a WWE ring, a UFC rematch between Brock Lesnar and Cain Velasquez. Velasquez, who famously handed Lesnar one of his most devastating losses in UFC history, made his WWE debut with an immediate challenge to Lesnar for the WWE Championship. This was huge. Wrestling fans were expecting a long competitive match with MMA-style action. But what did we get? Well, that's what made this moment so insane. Brock Lesnar made quick work of Velasquez, locking him in a Kimura lock and forcing him to tap out in just a little over 2 minutes. Fans were shocked by the quick defeat, and many questioned if this was WWE's way of avenging Brock's UFC loss. Either way, this moment was both surreal and unexpected, and that's what makes it one of the wildest things to ever happen at Crown Jewel. Unfortunately, WWE had planned to use Velasquez at their 2020 Royal Rumble PLE maybe in a rematch with Lesnar, but Velasquez suffered an ankle injury, and the idea was scrapped. Later on in April, Velasquez was released from his WWE contract due to budget cuts and the COVID-19 pandemic, and we would never see them fight each other again. Coming in at number 9, the first ever women's match in Saudi Arabia, Lacey Evans vs. Natalya. At Crown Jewel 2019, history was made when WWE hosted the first ever women's match in Saudi Arabia. Lacey Evans and Natalya faced off in what was not just a wrestling match but a cultural milestone. Women in Saudi Arabia had traditionally not been allowed to participate in sporting events like this, so when Evans and Natalya walked to the ring, the significance of the moment hit home for everyone watching. While the match itself was pretty standard, the importance of the moment overshadowed the in-ring action. Both women wore full body gear in accordance with local customs, but that didn't stop them from putting on a solid match that earned a standing ovation from the crowd. The moment these two shook hands in the ring, you could feel the impact of this event breaking barriers for future women's wrestling in the region. A powerful, unforgettable moment. At number 8, Mansoors' hometown victory over Cesaro. If you've followed WWE closely, you'll know that Mansoor, a Saudi Arabian native, has become somewhat of a Crown Jewel legend. In 2019, Mansoor faced the ever-talented Cesaro in front of his home crowd in Riyadh. Many fans didn't expect much from this match, seeing it as a simple hometown feel-good moment. But what they got instead was an incredible display of athleticism, with Mansoor stepping up and proving himself in a huge way. The match was a back-and-forth classic, with Mansoor drawing strength from his home crowd. Cesaro, as usual, was fantastic, and the two had an intense back-and-forth match. The climax came when Mansoor hit a massive moonsault off the top rope to secure the victory, sending his hometown crowd into a frenzy. It wasn't just a win for Mansoor, it was a win for the entire Saudi Arabian fanbase who had been yearning for representation in WWE. Watching him celebrate with his friends and family in the ring was a heartwarming, emotional moment that made this one of the most memorable matches of the night. Coming in at number 7 is The Undertaker's final Crown Jewel appearance, teaming with Cain vs. DX in 2018. When you talk about WWE legends, The Undertaker is always in the conversation and pretty much at the top of the list of all-time greats. At Crown Jewel 2018, we witnessed what might have been his final major tag team appearance, when he teamed up with his brother Cain, as the Brothers of Destruction to face off against D-Generation X, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. This match was surreal for a few reasons. First, it was Shawn Michaels' first match in over 8 years after retiring at Wrestlemania 26, and second, we were getting to see 4 legends all over the age of 50 still putting on a show. While the match wasn't a technical masterpiece, seeing these legends in the same ring brought on a wave of nostalgia that made it an unforgettable moment. Fans will remember this as one of the last major matches for The Undertaker in Saudi Arabia, marking the end of an era for many WWE loyalists. At number 6, Tyson Fury's WWE debut, The Gypsy King vs. Braun Strowman, 2019. One of the wildest moments at Crown Jewel 2019 was the WWE debut of former boxing heavyweight champ Tyson Fury, known as the Gypsy King. Fury was pitted against the monster among men, Braun Strowman, in a match that had fans intrigued from the moment it was announced. How would Fury handle himself in a WWE ring? The match itself wasn't anything special in terms of wrestling ability, but Fury's presence alone brought a unique excitement to the event. The end came in bizarre fashion when Fury knocked out Strowman with a powerful right hand, resulting in a count-out victory for Fury. The crowd was left stunned and entertained by the sheer spectacle of it all. While Fury's wrestling skills may not have been on par with his boxing, his charisma made this moment one for the history books. Number 5, Shane McMahon becomes the best in the world, 2018. This might be one of the most controversial and insane moments in WWE history, not just at Crown Jewel. In 2018, WWE held a World Cup tournament to determine who would be crowned the best in the world. The tournament came down to The Miz and Dolph Ziggler, but when The Miz got injured during the finals, who stepped in? None other than Shane O'Mac. Shane McMahon, who wasn't even in the tournament, took The Miz's place, and in a shocking turn of events, he actually defeated Dolph Ziggler to win the WWE World Cup and claim the title of Best in the World. Fans were absolutely stunned. Was this real? This had to be a joke, right? Either way, the WWE did Dolph Ziggler dirty, and Shane McMahon holding that trophy over his head is a moment that will forever be etched into Crown Jewel history, for better or worse. Number 4, The Fiend's Universal title victory over Seth Rollins, 2019. In one of the more spooky and controversial finishes at Crown Jewel, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, defeated Seth Rollins to win the Universal Championship in 2019. The build-up to this match was filled with eerie mind games and violent brawls, but what made this moment stand out was the atmosphere. With the red lights shining over the ring and The Fiend looking unstoppable, Rollins threw everything he had at Wyatt, including multiple curb stomps and super kicks outside of the ring, and even a sledgehammer. Nothing worked. In the end, The Fiend delivered a mandible claw and Sister Abigail next to the stacked-up equipment boxes to win the match and become Universal Champion. The visual of The Fiend standing victorious, bathed in red light, was something out of a horror movie, and an insane moment for WWE fans. Coming in at number 3, Braun Strowman wins the Greatest Royal Rumble. Crown Jewel 2018 featured the largest Royal Rumble match in WWE history, a 50-man battle royal called the Greatest Royal Rumble. The match featured legends, current stars, and even a few surprises. The star of the night? None other than Braun Strowman. After a chaotic match that saw appearances from stars like Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, and Rey Mysterio, it was Strowman who emerged victorious. Not only did he win the match, but he was also awarded a massive championship belt and a trophy for his efforts. The sheer size of the event, combined with Strowman's dominant win, made this one of the most insane moments in Crown Jewel history. Number 2, Goldberg defeats The Fiend 2020. Due to the travel restrictions in 2020 because of COVID, the WWE decided to not do Crown Jewel that year. Instead, they had a Saudi Arabia premium live event called Super Showdown that took its place. For the sake of this video, this match is included as part of Crown Jewel. So, in another shocking Crown Jewel or Super Showdown moment, Goldberg returned to WWE at Crown Jewel 2020 to face The Fiend for the Universal Championship. Now, this was widely considered one of the worst bookings in the history of Crown Jewel. Fans were expecting a brutal battle, especially given how unstoppable The Fiend had been portrayed leading up to this match. It made perfect sense for Goldberg to put over The Fiend Bray Wyatt, but in typical Goldberg fashion, the match lasted just a few minutes. After a quick sequence of spears and a jackhammer, Goldberg defeated The Fiend, capturing the Universal Championship and leaving fans utterly shocked and a little pissed off. Many thought The Fiend was unbeatable, so watching Goldberg at his age take down one of WWE's most protected characters was one of the craziest moments in recent WWE history. Number 1. Edge vs. Seth freakin' Rollins, Hell in a Cell, 2021. And coming in at number 1, the biggest and most insane match in the history of Crown Jewel has to be the absolute classic of a match between Seth freakin' Rollins and Edge inside Hell in a Cell in 2021. Billed as the finale of the hot rivalry between these two, the match inside of the caged walls of Hell in a Cell was the best way to end this feud. Rollins came prepared, going right into Edge's vulnerable neck, which had been surgically repaired to add to an element of real-life danger to this match. Edge was giving back some of that intense offense in return, using Rollins' own move on him. The match would see these two future Hall of Famers go back and forth at each other, and had the fans standing up for most of the match, shouting "This is awesome," as Edge drove Rollins' face into a chair before securing the win in memorable fashion. That Hell in a Cell match was a highly appreciated encounter for its storytelling, pacing, and intensity to combine in-ring psychology with some real emotional weight. The talent and chemistry of these two iconic wrestlers made for superior storytelling of the highest degree in WWE's Crown Jewel PLE matches. And there you have it, the top 10 most insane Crown Jewel moments. From shocking victories to history-making matches, Crown Jewel never fails to deliver jaw-dropping moments. Thanks for sticking around, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more WWE content.